Hi, welcome back to Therapy Designs. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kelly, and this channel is all about teaching you how to create print-on-demand designs that sell. And as a bonus, if you stay tuned till the end of the video, I've got 5 more niches for you that you can be working on right now. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can combine different clipping masks because I did have a lot of people asking. So I'm going to show you guys how you can create this design. This does use 3 different clipping masks. And so if you'd like to learn about how you can do this, go ahead and stick around. So if you watched last week, I had a video going over clipping mask do's and don'ts, and we used this design right here, and I showed you 15 different versions of this with 15 different clipping masks. Now, after that video, I got some comments asking how to combine clipping masks in one design. So if I wanted to use multiple clipping masks, let's say on this design, how would I go about doing it? And of course, there's lots of ways that you can do anything. So I'm going to share with you the way that I do it and what I find to be the fastest and easiest way. It's actually super simple. The hardest part is finding the masks that you want that go together. So you have to pick whether you're doing 2 or 3 masks, they have to work together. And that is where you may spend a lot of time playing and mixing and matching and seeing what's actually going to look good for the design. So with that in mind, I did go ahead and do that. And so I'm going to show you how I was able to put multiple clipping masks on this design that we did last week. If you haven't seen that video, this would apply to any design. So if you've got any design like this, and it could be any niche that you want, where you've just got one solid design and it's busy and you want to put masks on it, this is what we're going to do. First, we're going to have to choose our masks. So that is the hard part. But actually, let's go ahead and just download the frame first. So this is my frame. So I'm going to go ahead and just title this one here. I'm going to put Cupid frame. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead. We're going to hit share, download. I need a transparent background. If you've got more than one page, make sure you just have that page. And we're going to hit download. Okay, now we are going to pick some masks that work together. And so that was tough. So after looking through a lot of the different masks that I used last time, there was one that I really liked, but I didn't have good options to go with it. So I decided to just start from fresh. So what I decided I was going to do was going to be sort of a pinkish mask, some sort of pink mask on the word. So Cupid and University. I thought that should have one mask, relatively solid, more pinkish. The checkered part and the text here, I decided I wanted to be more white, so I got that contrast. And then this, I wanted to be a mix of what would essentially be the pink and the white. And so after kind of making those decisions, I went ahead, I went up to Elements, and I started to do searches. So I did a search for pink backgrounds, and I looked at graphics, and I just started looking through all the cool graphics. And one of the masks that I had used last time was this one right here, and there are a lot of fun starburst masks. And I did like the idea of the starburst on the shield because I thought that that looked really cool. And there's lots of different starbursts. So when I went to Magic Recommendations, I found some other starbursts that were cool. And what I was specifically looking for was one that was going to allow me to kind of change the color, because I decided that I wanted something that was going to change the color so that I can make sure that everything would match. And the best way to make sure everything matches is to be able to change the color and match the colors yourself. So with that in mind, I decided to go with just starburst and see if I could find a starburst. So here was one where I was able to completely change the color. And so this one doesn't have that background color, but I could create a background color. So let's say I wanted right here to be a starburst, and I was going to make it some sort of a pink color, right? And then in the back, I was going to go, I can put a little rectangle. And let's say that for right now, I wanted that rectangle to be white. So here I'm just sort of trying to plan out my design. So it would be something like that. Okay, so let's say that I'm starting with that. This gives me the ability to change both colors in the starburst. So then I was looking for, okay, what can I do for the Cupid University that's going to look good? And I thought for a while, and what I decided I thought was going to look the best was going to be to do an easy pattern over it. So something really simple like hearts. So I searched for heart pattern, and there's lots of fun, simple heart patterns that I found. Things like this that just have just the little hearts that looked kind of cute. And there was a lot of fun heart patterns, a lot of ones that combined, you know, big hearts, little hearts, cutout hearts. I really liked this one here. And I decided that that would look really cool and it would allow me to change the colors as well. And I can change the background color. And I thought, well, I can use that here and here. So I've decided now to go ahead and use it in multiple places. So to make sure I match all the colors, I'm going to start by going ahead and matching my color here. And so that is one way that I can do that. I can put that one here, and I'm going to make another version. Control D. I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to make these ones actually all white. Okay. And so I like the way that this is going to look with the Cupid being this pink color and then the checkers being white. So I'm thinking white checkers with the pink hearts and then pink writing with the white hearts and then the starburst in the middle. Okay. So like I said, the hardest part of this is figuring out what you're going to do and playing with it. The easiest part is once you have the masks, combining the masks. That's the easy part. So you can spend a lot of time coming up with an idea and playing with it to see what works. But once I think I have it the way I want it, I'm going to do this in a few different versions. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this page. And for the first page, I want the Cupid to, I'm going to do the Cupid University text. So I want that to be the same color as the pink. Now on this, I can't change the color because this was a graphic. So what I can do is go to Edit, and I can use duotone. Oops, I accidentally hit background remover. Didn't mean to do that. I can hit the duotone, and I can select the colors. And it doesn't really matter which one of these you pick because you can select the colors yourself. So I want to match the color of that kind of starburst. So I'm going to use my little eyedropper feature and make sure that I get that color matched. Perfect. So now I have one version that is all pink. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do another version that's going to be all white. So I'm going to duplicate my page, and this time I'm going to make my Cupid version that's all white. So again, I'm going to edit it. I'm going to do duotone, and for this version, I'm going to pick all white colors. Perfect. So I've got a pink version, I've got a white version, and I've got a starburst with the pink and white, and then I've got the pink and white hearts. And so that is what I'm starting with. So now we're going to create some masks, and I'm going to have 3 different masks, and then I'm going to combine them. Now, if I didn't, you could combine masks on one page if if you had straight lines. Like if I could just cut a straight line through here and put one mask on the bottom and one mask on the top, or vice versa, or one mask on the right and one mask on the left, I could just do masks that way. But because everything is going to be overlapping, so because if I went straight across, I would hit the top of the shield, for example. Same thing here. If I went straight across, I would hit the top of the shield, and the shield is overlapping with this. Because of the complexity of this design, it wouldn't work. So now the best way is to do 3 different masks. So we are going to start, right, with mask number 1. Mask number 1, I only care about my starburst. So I have my starburst here. And I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at the transparency. And when I make it transparent, I can see the shield underneath, and I can make sure that my starburst is lining up on that shield the way I want. And so I do like the way that looks. And so this is going to be one mask, and it is just going to be masking my shield, so I don't care about anything else. So I'm going to put Cupid shield mask, and that is number 1, and we're going to download that. Page 3, and we are going to download. And so that is mask number 1. And then we're going to move on to mask number 2. Mask number 2, I'm going to go ahead and only worry about the text, the Cupid University. So I'm actually going to get rid of the pink hearts. I don't need those. And quite frankly, I don't need that in the way either. So what I want is just to make sure my hearts cover up the word Cupid. And so to do that, I'm going to make sure it's a good size. I'm going to hit Control D. Oops. And I'm just going to go straight across. So I just hit Control D and duplicated it. And I just wanted to make sure it was big enough to cover the letters top to bottom. So once I make sure it's big enough that it's covering all the letters top to bottom, that's good. I can do the same thing down here. I can hit Control D and bring it down to University. I can keep it the same size so that the hearts are the same size top and bottom. Or I can make the hearts a little bit smaller so that proportionally they're going to be the same in terms of their proportions to the letters, because obviously these letters are smaller. And so I might just make it smaller like that. But then I'm doing the same thing. I'm hitting Control D to duplicate it. And I'm just going to go straight across. And so this is now going to become my second mask. And so now this is going to be Cupid U. I'm going to put text mask. Cupid U text mask. And we're going to go ahead, hit share, download this. I just want this page. Hit download. Boom. Perfect. And now we're going to do one more. And so for this one is going to be the middle part, this checkered part. And so for this checkered part, I'm keeping it white, and I just want to put the pretty hearts on it. And I'm thinking I'll just do the hearts maybe just on the checkered part and leave everything else white. And so that might be a good way to do it. And so to do that, that's really small. I can shrink those way down and put them just over the checkered. I can hit Control D, so I've got the same thing on the other side. Shrink it way down and put it just over the checkered area. So it's going to be like that. And then this is going to be, I'm going to put checkered mask. And I'm going to hit share, download. And now I have my 3 masks and my frame. That's all I need. So I'm going to now go over to Photopea. So photopea.com. You can just stick that in your browser, totally free to use, super easy. You're going to get a page like this, and you hit that button right in the middle where it says open from computer. That will pull up your downloads, and the first thing you're going to select is going to be your Cupid frame. So go ahead and open that, and it's going to pull up your Cupid frame. So here is my Cupid frame. It should have a checkered background on it. That's how you know it's on a transparent background. It does need to be transparent. And next, we're going to go over to File. You're going to go 3 spaces down where it says Open in Place. And now we're just going to go through our different masks. So go ahead from your downloads and just pick your first mask. So let's do the checkered mask. And it'll put your checkered mask right on top. So here's my checkered mask. Here's my background layer. I'm going to go to Layer. I'm going to hit Clipping Masks. And there you go. It has now put that checkered with the hearts right there. And so I'm going to go ahead and export this. So File, Export as a PNG. And we are going to go checkered hearts. All right. Doesn't matter what I title it. Hearts. And save. So now we just need to do this 2 more times for the other 2 masks. So I'm going to hit File. We are going to go to Open and Place. We are going to go ahead and go with our Cupid U text mask. There it is. And then I'm going to go to the top where it says Layer, Clipping Mask. And now you can see my Cupid U has little hearts on it. And so we're going to go to File. We're going to export it, export as a PNG. I'm going to go ahead and put, let's say, Cupid U hearts and save it. And then we're going to repeat the last time for the shield. I'm going to go ahead, hit open in place. We're going to go with the shield mask, hit open. There it is. Layer, clipping mask. And there I've got my shield clipping mask. And then file, export as PNG. And I'm going to put shield, I don't know, starburst. And save. And that is all I needed Photopea for. It really should be super fast and super easy. And then we can jump right back over to Canva. And so now that we're back on Canva, we're just going to go ahead, go over to the left-hand side where it says uploads, and we are going to upload those 3 masks. Okay, once I have my 3 versions saved, I'm just going to go ahead and create a new page. So I'm just going to hit add page. So I've got a nice solid black page to work with. And I'm going to start with the text, I think, first. So because it's not overlapping. So I'm going to start with the text. I'm going to blow this up so that it fills the entire page. That way I make sure that they're all the same size here. And all we want to do is actually go ahead and delete everything in the middle so that all I have is my Cupid University. So to do that, I can just edit this. So I can go to edit. I can use my magic eraser. And now I can just, as you can see, just start erasing everything in the middle. So once you have covered up everything in the middle, all you have to do is hit the erase button, and that will take care of everything in the middle. Okay, and so then we can just go ahead and hit this back button right here. And now I've got my first layer here, which is going to be Cupid University. Now the second layer I'm going to do is going to be the checkered part. And I'm going to do then the shield last, because the shield almost looks like it goes on top of the checkered part. So let's go ahead. We're going to pull up now our checkered mask. And what we're going to do is, again, make it cover the entire page so that it's going to be the same size. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to edit. And we are going to go to magic eraser. And now we are going to erase the Cupid University. But we are going to leave, right, the checkers and leave the checkers and the date there and the little starbursts. So boom, hit erase, perfect, and then you're going to hit that back button there. And so now you can see the whole design here. And so we can see the white checkers with the little pink hearts, the pink text with the little white hearts. And now all we're missing is the shield. So last layer here, we're going to take that shield. I'm sure you can figure out how this is going to work by now. I'm going to take that shield layer, bring it all the way across. And now we're going to erase everything that isn't the shield. So we're going to hit edit. We're going to go to magic eraser. And we're going to erase everything that isn't the shield. Now where this is going to take a little bit more effort is around the edges of the shield. We're going to have to make it really tight because the edges of the shield and the checkered area kind of overlap. And so that's where you're going to have to kind of zoom in and make sure you get it real good. Okay, so once you have covered up everything but the shield, again, we're going to hit erase. Oops, missed a spot. If you miss any spots, go ahead and just hit them and erase again. And then we're going to go ahead, hit that back button there. And now you have your design. So here is the full design. It's combining 3 different clipping masks all in one design and all using the same colors. So like I said, the hardest part is to find things that all look like they go together. And so you'll have to play a lot, be creative, go ahead and spend a lot of time if you're going to do this, finding things that work together and that work with the design. But that is how you can easily create a multi clipping mask design where it's complex and you can't just put like one right over the other. And so just to show you really quick how easy it could be to do it the other way, if I was to hit elements and go back up to my masks, if I wanted to take this design and literally just make, one half of it, let's say pink, I could totally have done this and just blown that up, literally cut the design right down the middle like this. So now the top half is, that pink color. And then I could have, if I wanted to, go ahead and make the bottom half either a different pink, lines, whatever I want, maybe these kinds of lines. Oops, there we go. And I could save this. I'm just going to put two-tone mask just so that you guys can see. I'm going to hit share. I'm going to download it. Done. Perfect. Jump over to Photopea. I'm going to hit File, Open in Place. Pull up my two-tone mask, hit Open. Go to Layer, go to Clipping Mask, and there would be my two-tone design there. And then I could File, Export as, PNG, rename it. And there would be your Cupid two-tone where I put just one mask on the top and one mask on the bottom. Now that doesn't necessarily look good for this design because what you end up with is a line going straight through the shield. But if I was just doing text, I could do something like this where I just put one mask on top of the other and use both masks to just make a cover. And so you can do it really easy for some designs, but other designs that are a little bit more complex, then we start having to do some layering things like what we've got there. And so there is our main design there. Perfect. And so that's just a really easy way that we can go ahead and combine clipping masks. If you have questions about this, drop it in the comments section below. I try to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. I do read the comments, and thank you so much for all of the kind words. I do really appreciate it, and I'm glad if you find this information useful. And then, as promised, I do have the 5 bonus niches for you guys for being so patient and waiting this long until the end of the video. So as promised, here are your 5 bonus evergreen niches. Number 1, tomorrow isn't promised. Cuss them out today. Number 2, you look like I need a beer. Number 3, I can't have kids. My dog's allergic. Number 4, I'm the friend in low places. And number 5, I run a tight shipwreck. And so these are all, again, good, funny, evergreen style designs that, you know, sell really well. Anything that's beer related, anything that's dog related, anything humor. These are all great niches for you guys to be working on. Again, if you have any questions, drop it in the comments section below, and I do hope to see you guys again. That's it for today's video. If you found that useful and would like to see more videos with helpful tips and tricks, be sure to hit like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. As always, keep growing and stay creative, and we'll see you next time.